Hey girls and guys and girls. So hold on. Whoops. That is not to be in my background. Sorry about that, guys. Like my YouTube decided that it wanted to play. So this is a word based off of a dream that I had simply last night that he is issuing to us today. Okay. And I've looked up all the meanings already, and yeah, you know how I do that part. So I feel like today I'm going to stick on the home screen, okay? So I shouldn't be going backward and forward onto Google because it's pretty straightforward, this word is, okay? So I'm going to give you the rundown of dream, and then I'm going to give you the revelation that he has instilled into me. Okay, some personal parts for myself, but which are also good for those who are also struggling with something that they are somewhat addicted to. Okay, so it is about addictions, okay? And addictions can be anything from smoking, drinking, to a person, a thing, place, whatever it may be, okay? Anything that you may find yourself addicted to is an addiction. Anything in excess is an addiction, okay? So right, let's get into it. I was in my workplace. It was really short, to be honest with you. Short and sweet, because that's who God is, okay? Not short, but he's sweet, okay? But anyway, I was in the kitchen area and there was something on the floor, so I went to pick it up and put it in the bin, right? And then I started cleaning up the kitchen and putting things away. Two girls came over to me. One's named Katrina, okay? And they was like, where the donuts? Right? Like anxious for these donuts and something else, but donuts stuck out to me, okay? It was the only thing I remembered when I woke up. And that's probably because I like my snacks and things, okay? As I said, addictions, okay? Yes. So I was like, I don't know if there is any on this floor. I know that there's some on the other floors. And I said, let me check the cupboards. And I opened the cupboard and checked, and there was none in there. So as I've turned around, there was right in my face, okay? Like this Katrina girl and this other girl was right in my face. And I was like, whoa, back up now. Like, sorry. Right, so then I was like, yeah, there's none in here. But there might be something else. So when I've turned back around, I've taken out these little bars that we have over here in a supermarket called Lidl, right? And they're called Canyon bars. So I was like, oh, there's some of these here. Do you want one of these? And as I've spun around to give her the Canyon bar, she was now Chris Tucker, okay? Yep, that's how dreams go. So I was like, here you go. I didn't pay much attention in the dreams as the shift occurred. Like it didn't shock me or, anything like that. I just handed it over to Chris Tucker. And he said, is that all? And I said, yeah, that's what's there. And he goes, all right then. And then he walked off and then I woke up. Okay. There was another part to the dream, but that's irrelevant. Like that's something else that I'm still speaking to God about because what? But anyway, so with that I was like, okay Lord, what are you trying to tell me? So when I looked up Katrina means pure, okay? And then I was like donut, okay? Me personally, sometimes I can be a little bit blunt, okay? That's the way that I like to have moments, okay? I have like little blunt moments. So I was like donut, okay? So let's go and look into a donut. But I was like, okay, I'm getting dough, okay, which is bread fed, okay, dough. When he fed how many? I can never remember how many Jesus fed, right? But he fed them bread and fish, right? So I was like, dough, okay. So yeah, I know that you're talking about bread being fed, and I'm in the kitchen area, okay. Come on now, right? Kitchen area, preparation, sustenance, nutrition, right? So I was like, okay, then let's go and read up about this donut. So when I read up about donut, they were saying that it's got a funny name, Let me go and just give me a second, okay? Let me go do what I do, okay? So donut, and then you go into Wikipedia. It says a donut or donut is a type of food made from leavened fried dough, okay? Obviously, he doesn't speak about leavened bread. He speaks about unleavened bread, but there was still a relevance to bread, okay, because dough, okay, it is popular in many countries and is prepared in various forms as a sweet snack that can be homemade or purchased in bakeries, supermarkets, or stores. Hold on a second, because it went into what the name was, like how it first began, and this is why I like doing it on my phone sometimes, because it just gives more of a definition. That is more, you know, to my liking. So where am I? Sweet and salty. It's just speaking of it. Nutrition facts. Let me see if it will go into what. No, this is just going to tell me what's all in there, like vitamins and all that stuff. Anyway, coming away from the name, because I just really can't with this right now. I mean, it's a donut for the love of my life. Oh, maybe I'll have to give him a donut. Anyway, so looking into it, I was like, okay, then, so how did the donut get formed? It was saying, okay, so somebody made this donut, this is how it came to be. And then it was like they put nut in there, okay? And then that's how it came to be donut, okay? So it was called something else, and then they called it donut because this person put nuts in there. So now they'd called it donut, okay? And I was like, here we go with the nut again, because if you look in a previous video, speaking about nuts, okay? One revelation he gave from this was, be careful of donuts, okay? Anybody with any allergies towards peanuts, nuts, any kind of nuts, be careful with donuts, okay? Probably you knew that already, or some people didn't know, because as I said, I had a blonde moment. I was like, I don't even know why a donut was called a donut. Sorry. But you don't sit there genuinely thinking about these things, right? So that was my bland moment. So I had a little giggle about that, as I've just done as well, right? I'm saying, Lord, like, how do you even deal with me? Like, the blunt moments are unreal. But anyway, right? So the nuts, right? And nuts, when you think of the nut, when I turned around and told you the last time, a nut is a fruit, okay? So when we was in this kitchen, as I said, this was Katrina, and her name means pure, okay? He knows that this addiction that you have, right, is something that is not intentional, okay? Like with me, I'll give my story on this, because I do have the addiction of sweet food, okay? Like I love donuts, I love cakes, I love chocolates, I used to love gâteau, like, and then I'll give you the story about the gâteau, what he did to me with the gâteau and things like that, okay? But he's saying he knows that you have these, or this addiction, right? And it's something that is so it's like it's innocent, okay? He knows that it's an innocent thing that you just happened to do, right? And you don't know how to come out of it. It's like you try and you keep trying, but it's so hard, right? Because the way that they came over, it was like they was fiending for this donut. Like, where are they? Like, we just want to, like, tell us where they are, you know? Like, that's exactly how it was. And then, as I said, when I looked in the cupboard and turned around, they was in my face. I was like, hey, like, back up, like, back up off me, like, literally. And then I was like, okay, so yeah, there's none in there, you know. So he was saying to me, you know, he knows that these things can happen, okay? The innocence of it, behind it, he knows how it can be, okay? But he needs you to know that it is something that he's going to help you with, okay? And the reason why I say that is because when I spun round to get the Canyon bar, it was Chris Tucker. And when you look up Chris, it says bearer of Christ, right? And what did I do? I handed over the Canyon bar. Like, I handed over, that's one of the things that I have a big problem with, is chocolate, okay? So I handed it over to him. And this is why he's saying he understands how you feel about what it is that you have an addiction to with me, with the sweet treats. He understands, and it's an innocent thing that you wouldn't even look at as being something, you know, sinful or bad in that way. But you see, when he tells you to stop eating something or doing something, that's what he means, okay? That's what he wants for you to do. And he's not telling you to be somebody that's mean or anything like that. He's telling you to stop doing these things for a reason. There's a reason behind it, okay? For me, as I've explained in previous things, on both sides of my family, my both granddads had diabetes, okay? So for me, it's imperative that I cut out those things, right? And I'm still asking him, like, is it permanent? Like, do I have to stop forever? Like, little things like that. But he's aware of these things and how it can feel. So he says, give it to him, okay? Everything he tells us that we are dealing with, he always says, come to him, sit at his feet, give him the worries, the problems, the things that you can't deal with by yourself. Because I've said to him multiple times, like, Lord, if you're asking me to do this, I need your help, because I can't do it by myself, okay? I'm truthful, I'm honest about it. Like, if it was up to me, I'd go and spend a whole bunch of money on some sweet stuff and just be munching for possibly a couple of days, because it will be a load, but then it will be done by the time listen, anyway, I'm terrible with it, and he knows that it's something that I have just used as a mechanism to comfort myself, right? And it's not good. It's not good, because he's supposed to be my comfort in everything anyway, okay? But it's easier said than done sometimes. So he's aware of this, so he doesn't want you to feel like, oh, he's just chastising you every 5 seconds, like, you've got to stop this. He's not like that, okay? Our God is soft and loving and kind, okay? And he wants you to know that he understands, okay? He does want you to understand these things. Second meaning that he gave me was, okay, as I said, not fruits, okay? There are people who are aware of the things that are being given to you in every season, right? You have been given manna, okay? In the wilderness season, when things didn't look so great, when things were dry, you were still being fed, right? And if you go and look in the story of Moses, you will see when they was in the wilderness, they was fed with manna, okay? Some of them didn't appreciate what they was being given. They was complaining about going back to Egypt because there was more there. It was plentiful, blah, 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 okay? And he's saying, through each season that he's had you go through, each level that you've had to go up. Remember, I said to them, I says, oh, it's probably on another level. They've probably got someone on that floor, on that level, that area, okay, wherever it may be, in their kitchen, they may have some on those floors, right? But I'm not sure if there's any on this one. And when I looked, there wasn't any, but that didn't mean there wasn't any for me there, right? It didn't mean that I still wasn't being given what was for me, okay? And that's what he's saying. You will get what's for you. When he's feeding you the manna in this season, it's for you. Others will see that you are being fed, that you are being taken care of. They won't even understand how you are still surviving a majority of the time, because they're not expecting you to, okay? Like, they've seen the struggles and they're saying you're surviving, but they're still shocked that you're actually leveling up the way that you are, right? It's still a shock to them that this is happening. And some people will be so intrigued that they're going to be all up in your business. These people was in my face, okay? Like, there's going to be people who are going to be in your business because they want to know how it is that you are surviving, okay? They want to know how it is that, you have the things that you have, when it's so evidently clear that things around you are a bit messy, or, like things like that. The world's crumbling, so you should feel some type of way because you're supposed to be lower than them, and he wants you to know that it's okay for you to want to share what you get with others, right? But sometimes what you are in receipt of is just for you, okay? Is just for you. Yes, there are times when you need to tithe and give your 10%, okay? Back him. But when it comes to like the offerings that you are giving to others, right now, sometimes what is yours is yours. It is good to share. So don't ever think I'm saying don't share. It is good to share. But there are things that have been specifically put aside for you, okay? They have your name on it, right? So I gave Chris, right, the Canyon bar. I almost said the different Chris then. I was like, Chris Rock. I was like, that wasn't Chris Rock. Chris Tucker, right? So I gave Chris Tucker the chocolate bar, and he said, "Is that it?" And I says, "Yeah, that's all that's there." And he didn't say it in a mean way or horrible way or anything. It was like a genuine, like, "Is that it? Like, is that all you want to hand over to me?" Basically. And he knows that as I'm suffering with the love of chocolate, okay? And this was a Canyon bar. So when I was like, right, as you know, I sit there and I go, so where in the Bible does it speak about Canyon? So I'm going to type it in over here and get some, I think it's in Psalms, but just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna right, where am I? So much harder when I have to do it in two separate places. Oh, I just love my breakdowns on my mobile. It's so much easier. Anyway, where Psalms Canyon in the Bible? Let's see. Is it Psalms 37 where it? Let me see. Psalms. Put you on hold a little bit. Oh my Lord. Why do you do this to me, eh? Is it this? Dress the Canyon Walls. That's it. That's it. Anyway, so it's Psalms 65:13. Let me type that in the top here because, oh boy. 13. On the higher, on the, oh yeah. Oh, da 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 da. Bear with me, guys. Sorry. I'm weird, you know. Sorry. I'm not weird, but I do have moments. Like I just have moments. Anyway, which version do I want to go into? So okay, we're gonna go into the full chapter because I'm gonna read it from the beginning because I feel led. Okay. Remember I said to you, he said to hand it over to him, okay? Everything that you have that you are addicted to or are having issues with, he wants it, okay? God said, hand it over to me, okay? So this is the scripture we are reading from Psalm 65, okay, up to 13. I praise, no, not I. That's number 1. You see what I mean? Go to sleep. Maybe later. Anyway. Praise waiteth for thee, O God, in Zion, and unto thee shall the vow be performed. You know what? This is the King James Version. I'm going to go for the the NIV version. Where are we? Yeah, I'm going to go for the NIV version because I've seen it in the NIV and it just, yeah, spoke to me a little bit better than the King James, all right? Sometimes that happens because, like, we're living in the 2022, okay, century, and yes, sometimes the thous and the rest of it, you know how it goes. Anyway, we're not getting into that. So let's get started again. Psalm 65 up to 13. Praise awaits you, our God in Zion. To you our vows will be fulfilled. You who answer prayer, to you all people will come. When we were overwhelmed by sins, you forgave our transgressions. Blessed are those you choose and bring near to live in your courts. We are filled with the good things of your house, of your holy temple. You answer us with awesome and righteous deeds. God, our Saviour, the hope of all the ends of the earth, my nose is itching, and of the farthest seas, who formed the mountains by your power, having armed yourself with strength, who stilled the roaring of the seas, the roaring of their waves, and the turmoil of the nations. The whole earth is filled with awe at your wonders. Where morning dawns, where evening fades, you call forth songs of joy. You care for the land and water. no, you care for the land and water it. Sorry, guys. You enrich it abundantly. The streams of God are filled with water to provide the people with grain. For so you have ordained it. You drench its furrows, and level its ridges. You soften it with showers and bless its crops. You crown the year with your bounty, and your carts overflow with abundance. The grasslands of the wilderness overflow. The hills are clothed with gladness. The meadows are covered with flocks, and the valleys are mantled with grain. They shout for joy and sing. Okay, so this was what was given to me for the canyon. Okay, when it speaks of the canyon, and I was like, okay, this is awesome. Like, it's literally going into who God is and what He has done for us, and the provision, giving over things to Him, making Him take care of everything, you know, our addictions, our problems, everything. We go to Him with praise and worship and asking Him, you know, to help us. Okay, and it's not all the time that we only go to Him for help. We need Him in everything that we do. He says put Him in everything that we do. Is that Chronicles? Let's go to it. Place God in everything. I'm paraphrasing. You do. I tend to do that a lot, okay? But I'm so sorry for those people who really, you know. Oh no, it's Corinthians. Oh, my bad. You see, I thought it was Chronicles, but it begins with C. So what? Sorry, guys. I'm in that kind of mood today as well. It's just like, yeah, this is what it is. Okay, so just bear with me and love me as your sister, you know, because we all have moments, and yeah, I'm a human, okay? So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God. 1 Corinthians 10:31. Okay, everything that we do, okay, everything that we do wrong, may He be in the middle, so you can turn around and ask Him, like, Lord, please, you can see what's going on, can you help me? Don't be pitiful about it. We're not here to be beggars. It's not like you're begging Him, okay? He knows what you are dealing with as it is already. He sees it all, okay? He just wants you to come to Him with it. Like, if you feel like you need help in that area, why wouldn't you ask Him, the one who is capable of doing this for you, to help you with it? Right, so I'm gonna get into the story about how He got me away from certain foods. Okay, so I'm a vegan, okay, and I've been a vegan for almost 4 years now. But at first, I was more vegetarian. Okay, I started off pescatarian, and then I became vegetarian. Okay, so it took some steps. Okay, so when I first started out, I was like, right, I'm gonna be pescatarian because I love fish. Okay, I loved it. I would sit and eat fish more than I'd eat any other meat, okay? And I was like, okay, then so I can do this, that's fine. As long as I've got fish, I'm okay, right? And one of the days, I was sat roughly 2 years ago, in fact, right? This is when veganism definitely came in, because I was off of it, okay? I sat and I ate a tuna sandwich or a baguette. I can't remember what it was. No, I made a full tuna meal, sorry, right? I made a tuna meal with my salad and everything with it and all of that, right? It was yummy and I just loved it, okay? I've always loved tuna, like in my sandwiches and stuff like that. My dad used to make it banging, like, rest his soul, thank you, Daddy. Like, he knew that I loved my fish, but tuna was a favourite, okay? And I was sat and ate it, and then afterwards I was like, ooh, I can have some of my gateau now. Had a huge piece of gateau, was fine and everything. And then it was like a couple of hours before I went to bed. So I went to sleep and everything, and in my dream, oh my God, God showed tuna in such a disgusting way, right? I was heaving in the dream and outside of the dream, okay? Like, I couldn't touch it. I couldn't look at it. I couldn't smell it any longer, right? And he did the same thing with the gateau. I was like, why are you doing this to me? Like, I was so upset. I was like, why are you doing this to me? Like, I don't eat meat no more. Fish is like something that I enjoy. And you want to take gateau away from me? Like, why are you doing this to me? Like, I was fully like in feel sorry for yourself mode. And then he had to correct me and be like, excuse me, like, do you not remember that I said there are certain things that you gotta let go of, okay, for whatever reason? And he don't have to tell you why, okay, if you don't want to. But I was like, I want to know, like, what is it? And then he had me have a dream where I realized that there are things that are upon my family, either on my mom's or my dad's side, that I need to get away from, okay, that I need to cut out of my life. And I was like, okay, Lord, you know what's best, okay? Because believe it or not, certain things that we can eat can be triggers to certain illnesses in our family, okay? As I said to you, like on both sides, my granddad's had diabetes. So with the chocolate, it's just imminent. He's saying, shit, girl, you know, these sweet treats and stuff like that, you gotta nip it in the bud. So he would do that, okay? He will do those things, like especially if you ask in certain problem areas, like for some help in it, he can easily switch you off of wanting to do anything in that area of addiction, okay? He did the same thing with smoking for me. He did the same thing for drinking for me, right? In so many different areas, he has taken away the want of those things, okay? Like, I can't say I needed them, I wanted them. So he took that away from me, and I was like, I'm content without them, okay? He will teach you how to be content without them. It's like a part of you still would want it, right? When you first start out trying to be rid of this addiction, it's like, I still want it, but think to yourself, do I need it? Like, is it something that I need? And then when you figure that it's something that you don't need, right? It's not elevating you in any way. It's not prospering you in any way. It's not making you do any better, right? It's not pushing you forward in any kind of way. When you realize you don't have a need for it, that's when it becomes more easier for you to turn around and say, I can be without it, okay? I can be without it. And then behind the I can be without it is because I know that God is going to supply the things that I do need in its place, okay? He will replace those things with the things that you need in its place. He will provide for you, okay? It's already been said. He is giving everything. He's sorting everything, all right? Every area, every problem area, everything that seems to be coming up against you, everything that you have been fighting, every mountain that you feel like is in the way, every giant that you have to lick down with the stone, okay? Is making sure that you have the provisions. He's making sure that you have the things that are needed, okay? So that you can fight these things. But he's already won the war, okay? Every battle has already been won. He's already won, okay? No matter what it may seem like right now, no matter where you may feel like you are, okay? Because where I was, right, the place where I was, the representation of it was hard land, okay? Hard land. And when you think of hard land, the first place I go to, right, me personally, is in Matthew, when he was given the parable about the sowing of the seed, okay? And the seed landed on hard land, and then the birds came and pecked it up, okay? There are people who are wanting to come and take what you are being given, okay? On this land that you are. It's hard, it's tough there right now, okay? There's things happening, there's people trying to come in and take from you, there's all kinds of things that are happening, there's people who are hating against you, all kinds of stuff. But he says, it's okay, I've got everything that you need. Look to me, okay? Your worries and everything, come and give it to me, okay? I'm the one who's going to take care of it. Not me, you know, it's not me, it's God, okay? God's telling you now, he will take care of it, right? He's the one who's going to take it, not me, because I got my own stuff to deal with, all right? I don't want nobody else's stuff. Everybody's going to have to carry their own burdens, darling, until they carry it right over to God, okay? He will take care of that. So don't think like I'm the person who you can come unload all of your burdens onto. I can pray for you, most definitely, but I don't want anybody else's burdens. I got enough stuff to deal with, okay? So take it to him, okay? He wants it. His arms are open. His arms are open, and he says, right now, don't look at it for what it looks like right now, okay? Because if you look at it for what it looks like right now, the small that you are getting is not going to look like it's sufficient enough, when in actuality it's more than enough, okay? So much so that people are wondering how you're doing this, okay? How you've got so much, how you are managing, okay? So don't worry about it. Don't complain. Don't be in that place of complaining or complacency, or being that person who's going to be miserable about things because it's not looking the way that you wish for it to look. He says the way that you see things is not the way that he sees things. Remember, he's not like us. He doesn't think the way that we do, okay? His thoughts are not our thoughts. Our ways are not his ways. He's different, okay? And the way that he does things, he don't have to explain the way that he's going to do it. So whatever it looks like to you, walk by faith, okay? All right, guys, so that's the end of the video. I hope that this helps whoever it's for. It's helped me today, so I'll give thanks and praises to our Heavenly Father for that. I give him praise all the time, okay, for everything, because he is an awesome God, okay? There's no word on this earth that can even explain who our God is, okay? So just give him praise today and thanks and worship, all right? And I'm gonna go now, so I bid you adieu. Have a great day, evening, night, whatever it may be, wherever you are. Ciao, Bella.